pencil color painting, and I will be using some of the pencil shades which I am showing you now for making a drawing which you will be able to watch step by step and make a almost realistic drawing. So we will start, but before that, if you are joining for the first time, please subscribe the channel and press the notification bell. We have live sessions on different art forms every week where we cover different art forms. So please check out our channel and let's start quickly. Now there is a simple drawing which I have made, and this also you can make. A simple apple will show, and the main thing which you will see is how do you get the shade in this. So let's start. This is a step by step session. So I am shown, normally apple is shown with a depth in between, but here the depth, the apple has been kept horizontally. So when we use pencil colors, we shade according to the place where we are shading. So you are seeing that here I am shading in a curve. So this is the depth which I want to create here. So I am using pencil and pencil yellow shade to give a depth in this curve in this, and in this there will be uh, a shading which will be applied. Now it will be slowly, you will see the working, how it comes out, you will be able to see that. So first you start with light tone first, and now this area of the apple also is having some yellow. So gently you move the pencil, and according to the area the curve will be shown. You will not make it flat like mostly you do, people do it. So you have to just move the pencil softly. There will be different tones applied. So first yellow tone I am applying in different areas. You must have seen that the apple has got different tones. It mostly is shown as red or dark red, but it is according to the texture of any drawing, like in any other medium. Now this area is having a yellow tone, and the other area which I will do now has red and white. So I am starting with a light tone in some areas, like this area which is the depth of the apple. Here I am doing a pink tone, and it will not be too much, it is just the edge of the curve. And just opposite to it we will create effect of a depth. Now softly move the pencil. If you observe any apple or any object, then observe the art is only about observing the things. If your observation is good, you will observe more details. If your observation is less, you will observe less details. Now once you keep practicing, your observation will go better, and you will be able to shade with more detail. Now this area is having a light tone of pink with a tone of white and dark red also here in this. Now gently we have to shade. Now just next to it we will use dark red. And there are simple crayons which I am using. They are not any special ones. Now this area is important. You have to make a curve and make the red go down and first show some linings which are there due to the redness in the apple, and then in between you will shade with red, dark red and red and pink will be merged together. You will see that I am changing the color, so you have to just observe and see how to do it. And in between I am leaving some areas white. In that area I will fill a different tone wherever a yellow is required. The texture of any fruit is not having one shade, it has different shades, but mostly people don't observe it. And as I have said, art is only about observation. The more you will observe, the more you will see the detail in it. Now when I will do this part, here there is a curve from outside to inside, and there is red to be used here, and this is following the shading in the to the inside. Now on the outside I am using red, and when I will use red and light and dark red, it will merge and give a nice shade. And the outer edges, will be done with slight shade of white to give a shine in the drawing. Now the pencil and the shading will be done according to the shape where you are shading. So here the first I will make the shape, and now it will go in a curve in the lower side. So at the top it is going up, here it will go outside like this. Now keep moving and keep shifting the colors, and in the lower side the texture is having yellow, so the red will be light red, and I am using tones of red and orange. So these are the tones which I am using. the lower side will have a darkness. So first I will apply a light tone, and over this, in the lower side there will be a dark red, and I have to show a shine. So inside I will shade with some, give a tone of white. Now move softly and do not put pressure. And there are spots in the on the surface of the apple. It is not having full lines, it has some spots. So you have to shade and make these spots visible. Now you will see that I am using two shades in one place. In some areas it is having one tone only, but it will not be having one shade, it will be having multiple shades. Now there is a curve which I have developed in this. Now this area which is dark, in the dark area I will be using dark brown, and the dark brown will help in getting a depth in the drawing. So first let's apply red in this area, in the inner part of this yellow, then use brown, and then in the brown use dark, make it dark. And in fact it will be dark, and I have to use black in this. So the colors, the difference in using pencil color is that in the pencil colors, the colors will not mix on their own. They will mix when you will blend the colors. So wherever you are mixing the colors, you have to merge the colors. And if you will apply more pressure, the colors at times will break. So just move softly. There is yellow and some strips of brown in this. Now add black here. Now black will help in giving depth and the inner part of the apple, which is normally the curve in the apple. and keep moving the shade, and when you do it, it will slowly turn out. Now I will be doing fast shifting of colors. So just observe the shading which is coming out. So it is not flat, it is going in a curve. Over this I will put a dark tone, and the dark tone can be added anytime. So start with a light tone and then move on to a dark tone. Now I will do it fast because this area will have more of the red. So you shade in a curve, and over that we can rub and change the shading. So first I am applying, here you are seeing that I have not applied a light tone because this area is mostly red and dark red. And the upper area, wherever a light tone has to be applied, we will use light tone there. Now this portion I want to show a shine. Here I want to show a shine, and therefore I am creating space for it. There is a light shade I am applying. Over this, then I will put yellow also, and then red also. Now there are spots which are important to get the real texture. So these are the spots which I am creating, and the spots will be done again in a form of a curve. Now over this I am using slight yellow, and then you use a pink. Now then we will blend it with dark. So when I will apply a light tone, and over that I will blend with a dark tone, there are two areas which I have a shine. So I am making it texture of pink first. Now this is the shining area, therefore I have left it white, and over this I will put a texture which will give it a color of the apple only. Now over yellow I will rub red, and now the mixing is done in a circular way. And keep moving, and the spots will be created after some time. There are some spots which are important to be done. The color is not same everywhere. The texture of the fruit is not same. Now this area is important where I want to create a shine. So you see it in close up. So there is a shine which has to be created. Now you can see in close up. Now this is dark red, and when I am doing it near this area, the shading is left with some dots, and outside it the color is flat, but there is stroke work. Now to give it roundness and to give there are some strokes of red on it, so I will do that. But now this is the texture I was talking about. There are some spots on the apple which have to be created. Now this was yellow area. In this the color will move in a circular path. In the lower area, when I will shade, I will put a dark tone. Now normally when everyone draws, they just fill the color and that's all, but you are seeing that when you want to create some detail, the observation of the drawing is important. This area will have a shine, so I have left it. And watch the angle of the pencil and the direction of the pencil movement. Now there are different 2 or 3 reds which are nearby. Those shades will be applied. Now the dark tone I am applying. I have created a base. Over that, when I will put a dark tone, it will give a mixed effect of light and dark. Now what all, if you are watching it for the first time or as many time you have seen, the people watch and then they send their work for assessment. If you also want to learn, there is a email link given below. You can send your drawing on the email and it will be assessed. If you want any guidance, it will be given through the email. So you can also send your work. There are a lot of videos on the channel. You can watch them, try out whether it is, this is a pencil color session, but there are drawings on sketching and watercolors. You can sketch, try out your work and send them on the email link, and you will be guided if you want. Now a round effect of the apple I have created, but on the outside I will just rub white after some time to give a texture. So first we apply a base. Now shade and then merge and move in a circular path. Now just we have to give detail, and the shading will not be in one line. It will have mixture of yellow and red in this lower part. Now I am just trying to give more depth to this, so I am rubbing it with black now. When I rub black over brown, it will become dark brown. And the curve in the apple is important. Now move the red color over the yellow, and when you will move it, the linings will become faint, but I want to show some lines also. This outer part I have left. Here I will rub a little bit of white to give a shape also and to give a shine to the object. Now just keep on moving the color. Now this red over the pink which I had done will help in giving the desired shade. There is yellow which I have applied. Let's apply one more layer of yellow, so that whenever I will do yellow and red, then it will give a nice mixed shade. In some areas which I have left white, they will become yellow now. In the lower side, this part of the drawing, it is white, and I want to leave it white only, which will have a shine. Now I am giving detail, so you just watch that the red and the dark red, they will be used for giving a shine and a texture on the apple. So let's do white in the lower part of this. Now why I am doing white first? Because I want to keep it round and with a sort of shine. So when I will rub any color over this white, it will become a blend of, and I will leave it white in most of the areas. Now the yellow, and over that when I will put red, it will give it a nice texture. And the white, where I am putting now, the white will help in blending the red, and it will give it a sort of shine. And outside I will put a shade. Now let's put some detail in the lower side. In the lower side, the area will have a darkness, so I am putting brown first. And then darkness. Now this dark is important, and then it will continue in the inner part. From the outside it will remain white only, and there is some blending which we'll do in the inner side of the round portion here. Some brown I am doing, and over this I will put red. Now you have to move the color in a circular path in some areas and according to the shape. Like there are some spots. So these spots will be created by moving the color in the direction of the spot which is there. Now in between I have to use a little bit of pink. And over this I am putting a shade of red, and there is yellow already used. Now the darkness in the dark shade will be applied. So I am rubbing, I will rub red, and over red I will rub black and brown, which will help in giving this area a curve. And this area has to be filled with a little bit of yellow and a little bit of orange, and I'm filling it with pink. So the colors will keep on varying. Now when I will blend white, the area will have the red which will be merged. Now use two reds here outside it, just near it, this area I am covering with red with spots. And when I will rub white over it, it will blend the red with yellow also and with the white also. The idea is to get as much similarity to the drawing and to the object. Now to the upper area is to be done with red. And now a bit of red with a dark red stripes are there. The white area is giving it a shine, and in that area I have just left the area. Now it is just the matter of giving detail and moving the colors. Now I am to move the color in circular way, and from the outside let's give it a shine. So most of the pencil colors are done in such a way that the paper, here I have used white paper. So some people use a colored paper and over that. So we will have a session on that also, where you try to develop a drawing on a colored paper. So what is the effect? It will help in giving a background. Now let's quickly do this also. This is the stalk of the apple which sticks, by which it is joined. And there is a shade of little bit of green which I will use, and now brown I am using. So when I use red and over that I use brown, then it becomes different. And black is used in the end for just blending and giving it a shine. And now you can see in this lower part, let's give it a base, and then we will you have got the basic of how do you do it. Let's do some shade in the lower part and just soft shade. Now it has already come out. The white area and the shine you must be observing. And now just to give it a outer boundary softness, I am rubbing it with white. Now the basic thing is done, then I will be finishing it. So if you have learnt and liked it, please give a like to the video and subscribe the channel. And there are some dots which I want to create. They are to give the texture to the apple. Now what I'll do, the pencil mark on the outside I can rub if I want. And just put a light tone on the outside. now let's finish it by putting some. Now when I will rub red over this area, the yellow and the other shades which were inside, they will blend. Now this area which you are seeing as a shine, here I have to put some dots on the inner side. The yellow and the red will be blended now. Now make it dark, but the yellow and white which I have applied will blend the red and it will not look dark. Now let's give it a dark tone in the shade. Now on this. This is the inner core and this is the shade. I'll give more details and you can check it on the final output. On the thumbnail you can check it out. So see you in the next session. You can add and give more details, but I have shown you the basic version of how do you do it. So see you in the next class. We will have more session on pencil drawing. So stay connected and goodbye and take care.